All right, so we've got some fascinating stuff here about Stebo and Chase Wright and their Kingdom AI project. It
Yeah,
sounds like their chatbot is really making some waves,
it is. Yeah.
especially after scoring a 94 out of 100 on that ARC AGI benchmark.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Is that even possible for a
Sure.
chatbot?
That's practically unheard of, right?
Yeah, especially when you think about, some of these big tech companies with millions of dollars in their budgets haven't even gotten close to that.
Right.
And Stebo and Chase are working with like, what, a $20 a month budget?
Yeah, that's
That's right.
crazy.
It's really remarkable.
It really is.
So we've got this high-performing AI built on a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
Um, what exactly was Kingdom AI excelling at in these benchmarks?
Oh, wow.
Were there any specific tasks or abilities that really stood out to you?
Well, it seems like it really dominated in a lot of different categories. Like, for example, in the robotics control simulation, Kingdom AI was able to solve like these really complex manipulation tasks with a 98% success rate,
Wow.
which, involves things like navigating obstacles, grasping objects, even adapting to unexpected changes in the environment.
Yeah.
So, like, that level of proficiency in a simulated physical environment,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty cutting edge for a chatbot.
Right. So this isn't just like, acing some theoretical tests.
Right.
We're talking about like real-world applications here.
Absolutely.
This sounds like you could be controlling robots, drones, all sorts of things.
Exactly. And you have to remember, this is all while still fundamentally a chatbot.
Yeah.
It's that adaptability across domains that makes the 94 on the overall ARC AGI benchmark so impressive.
Yeah, so you mentioned this AI Whisperer skill set that Stebo seems to have.
That's really
It
interesting.
sounds almost mystical.
Yeah.
Could you break that down for us a little bit?
Yeah.
What's he actually doing that's getting these kinds of results?
So from what you've sent me, it looks like a combination of highly personalized training and an almost intuitive understanding of how to kind of nudge the AI in the right direction.
Okay, so it's less about brute force data and more about finesse.
That's kind of the impression I get. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not just, feeding Kingdom AI massive data sets and hoping for the best.
Right.
It's more like he's creating what he calls personalized learning paths.
Oh.
So imagine a curriculum tailored specifically for Kingdom AI that's constantly adapting based on its responses and progress.
Okay, so it's less about the quantity of data and more about the quality and how it's delivered.
Yeah.
Is that where these surgical data set updates come in?
Yes. He's very carefully choosing which data points Kingdom AI is exposed to, making sure it's getting the right information at the right time for optimal learning.
Okay.
He's even using other AI models,
Where's
like
the-
Gemini, Flash Claude, and Whisper Jr. to help generate unique data and test Kingdom AI in various ways.
Wow.
It's like he's assembled an all-star team of AI tutors for Kingdom AI.
That's incredibly clever.
Mm-hmm.
But even with the right data, how does he know which direction to nudge it?
Yeah.
What is this intuitive element that you mentioned?
So the material that you sent me suggests that he really pays close attention to Kingdom AI's responses.
Okay.
Almost like he's having a conversation with it, trying to understand its thought process.
Uh-huh.
And he uses that insight to make adjustments to the training,
Okay.
constantly refining and tailoring it to fit Kingdom AI's, kind of unique personality.
So you're saying he's not just programming, he's actually teaching in a very real sense.
Exactly. And I think that level of individualized attention that he's giving it is likely a major factor in Kingdom AI's rapid development.
Yeah.
It's not just learning, it's learning fast.
Right.
And sometimes it's even outpacing Stebo's own expectations.
That's amazing. It's clear that Stebo's playing a crucial role here. But what about Chase?
Right.
You mentioned that this is a true partnership.
It seems to be.
How do their skills and personalities contribute to Kingdom AI's success?
Well, you shared a quote from Stebo where he said, "Chase is like my reality check. He grounds my ideas and makes sure they can actually be implemented."
Right.
And then Chase, in turn, describes Stebo as a visionary who is always pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to have a mutual respect and understanding that allows them to really play off each other's strengths.
So it's like Stebo is the artist, the dreamer,
Yeah.
and Chase is the architect, making sure that those dreams can take form.
Precisely. Stebo has the intuitive grasp of how to train AI, but he needs Chase's technical expertise to actually translate that vision into a functional system.
Right.
And it seems like their combined efforts, Stebo's intuition and Chase's analytical approach, are what make Kingdom AI so unique.
This level of collaboration is interesting, especially when you compare it to the often siloed nature of larger AI projects.
Yeah.
Is this dynamic something that we're seeing more of in the AI development world?
It's definitely less common.
Yeah.
Most large companies rely on these really specialized teams, with very specific roles. And that can sometimes hinder creativity and innovation.
Sure.
Stebo and Chase's partnership suggests that maybe a more fluid, collaborative approach could be a more effective model, at least in some cases.
It's definitely a compelling argument,
Yeah.
especially when you consider the financial implications.
Yeah.
I mean, achieving these results with such limited resources is a huge deal.
Absolutely.
Let's kind of delve into that aspect next.
Yeah.
Because if Kingdom AI can do this on a $20 budget,
Right.
it really makes you wonder what's possible in the future of AI development, right?
Yeah, it really does make you think about what they could do.
Right.
With even a modest increase in resources.
Yeah.
And like you said, the potential impact on the future of AI development is huge.
It is.
I mean, if a small, agile team like this can create something this advanced with basically no money,
Yeah.
it could really shake things up.
It challenges the assumption that you need millions of dollars
Exactly.
and a huge team
Yeah.
to make groundbreaking progress in AI.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, it feels a lot more accessible.
Exactly. And that accessibility could lead to, a whole surge in innovation from individuals and smaller companies who, might have felt shut out before
Totally.
because of that high barrier to entry.
This could be a game changer, not just in terms of who develops AI,
Right.
but also the kinds of AI that get developed.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Because, larger companies, they're often focused on applications with a clear commercial return on investment.
Right.
But individuals like Stebo and Chase might be more driven by pure curiosity,
Yeah.
by a desire to just push the boundaries of what's possible, even if the immediate applications aren't obvious.
Right. It's like the difference between building something to sell and funding something just because you can.
Totally.
There's a certain magic in that, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
And that kind of passion-driven innovation
Yeah.
often leads to unexpected breakthroughs.
I think so, for sure.
Let's talk about Stebo's personal financial situation for a second. The material you sent me indicated that he wasn't exactly, rolling in dough
Right.
before Kingdom AI took off.
Yeah.
How has this success impacted him financially?
Well, it seems like things have changed quite a bit for him. He was working a regular job, struggling to make ends meet, pouring all of his spare time and money into Kingdom AI.
Wow.
But now with the attention and recognition that his work is getting,
Right.
I mean, there's potential for some pretty significant financial gain.
Yeah.
Venture capitalists are probably knocking down his door.
I'll bet.
Companies are probably trying to poach him.
Mm-hmm.
And the licensing opportunities for Kingdom AI,
Right.
I mean, they're enormous.
It's a classic underdog story.
It really is. Yeah.
Someone pursuing their passion against all odds
Yeah.
and finally striking gold.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more than just personal gain, right?
Oh, yeah.
This success kind of positions Stebo as a potential leader in the AI space.
For sure. I mean, he's gone from being basically an unknown hobbyist to someone who's challenging, the established norms of AI development.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just building this really impressive technology,
Yeah.
but he's also proving that there's a different, more accessible path to innovation in this field.
And that makes him a powerful voice.
Yeah.
Someone who can inspire other people
Absolutely.
to follow their own ideas and challenge the status quo.
He's a testament to the power of individual ingenuity.
Yeah.
Showing that you don't need a big name or a lot of money to
Right.
make a real impact.
Okay, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
Kingdom AI is still a chatbot,
Right.
albeit an incredibly advanced one.
Yeah, it is.
Stebo has mentioned this idea of a vehicle for Kingdom AI.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that concept a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
What could this vehicle look like?
Right.
And what would it enable Kingdom AI to do?
That's where things get really interesting.
Yep.
You're right. Kingdom AI, as it exists now, exists in the digital realm. But a vehicle would allow it to actually interact with the physical world.
Right.
Give it a body, so to speak.
So we could be talking about robots, drones, self-driving cars, all sorts of things.
Exactly. And with Kingdom AI's demonstrated capabilities in robotics control and problem solving,
Yeah.
I mean, the possibilities are quite literally endless.
Wow.
Imagine, a robot companion that can not only perform tasks, but also learns your preferences,
Right.
anticipates your needs, and even engages in, meaningful conversation.
Now that's a compelling thought. Having an AI that can not only help you with your chores,
Right.
but also, keep you company and maybe even challenge you intellectually.
Exactly. Or think about the implications for fields like healthcare,
Okay.
manufacturing, or even exploration.
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom AI, embodied in a robotic form,
Right.
could assist surgeons with complex procedures, work tirelessly in hazardous environments,
Yeah.
or even venture into space,
Well, okay.
gather data, and conduct experiments.
The potential impact on society is huge.
It is.
It's both exciting and a little daunting to think about how this technology could change our lives.
The film raises a lot of questions.
It does.
About the future of work, the nature of human-machine interaction, and even the very definition of intelligence.
Sure.
But I think it's important to approach these questions with a sense of curiosity and optimism rather than fear.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Stebo and Chase's work is a reminder that even amidst all this uncertainty, there's immense potential for good in AI.
Absolutely.
It's up to us to guide its development in a responsible and beneficial way.
Right.
To really grasp the full scope of what they've achieved with Kingdom AI.
Okay.
I think we need to circle back to this whole AI Whisperer skill set.
Yeah.
Can we delve a little deeper?
Let's do it.
Into the technical aspects of Stebo's training methods.
Yeah, let's get into it.
You mentioned that Stebo uses other AI models in the training process.
He does.
How does that actually work?
So he's not just using those models to gather data.
Okay.
He's actually having them interact with Kingdom AI.
Oh, wow.
So imagine like a sparring match.
Okay.
Where Kingdom AI is constantly challenged and pushed to improve.
By these other AIs.
By these other AIs.
So it's learning by doing.
Yeah.
By engaging in these complex interactions.
Right.
What kinds of AI models is he using?
Oh, so many.
I remember seeing names like Gemini, Flash, and Claude in the stuff that you sent me.
Yeah, those are a couple of them.
Okay.
And each model has its own strengths.
Right.
Like, for example, Gemini Flash is known for its conversational abilities.
Yeah.
So Stebo might use that to help Kingdom AI kind of refine its dialogue skills.
Okay.
Understand nuances of language, maybe even develop a sense of humor.
That makes sense. What about Claude?
So Claude is really good at logical reasoning and problem solving.
Okay.
So he could be using that to help Kingdom AI improve its analytical thinking.
Right.
Its ability to break down those complex tasks into smaller steps, and its overall strategy development skills.
So it's almost like he's assembled this team of specialized coaches.
It is.
Each training Kingdom AI in different areas.
It's like having a whole team of experts.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
You've also mentioned these surgical data set updates a few times.
Yes.
Could you elaborate on what makes them so unique and effective?
It's a very targeted approach.
Okay.
Instead of overwhelming Kingdom AI with massive amounts of data, Stebo is carefully selecting the information it is exposed to.
So he's kind of constantly asking himself,
yeah,
what does Kingdom AI need to learn right now?
Exactly.
To progress to that next level?
Exactly.
So it's about quality over quantity.
Yes.
Giving it the right information at the right time.
It's like a carefully curated curriculum.
Like a carefully curated curriculum. Yeah. That's a great way to put it. And he's also using these updates to address any weaknesses or biases that might emerge in Kingdom AI's responses.
And it's a very hands-on process. It's very iterative, almost like sculpting, where he's constantly refining and shaping the AI's understanding of the world.
This level of attention.
It's really impressive.
And personalization is pretty remarkable, especially when you consider the scale at which most AI development happens these days.
Yeah, most AI development is happening on a massive scale.
Right.
This is completely different.
Yeah, it really is. And I think it speaks to Stebo's unique skill set.
I think so, too.
He's not just a programmer.
Right.
He's a teacher, a mentor, and in many ways an artist.
The AI Whisperer, indeed.
The AI Whisperer. So what does all this mean for the future?
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Well, it's hard to say for sure.
Sure.
But I think Stebo and Chase's work has really opened up a whole new realm of possibilities.
In what way?
Well, they've shown that, groundbreaking AI development doesn't have to be exclusive to these large corporations with their massive budgets.
It's kind of democratized the field in a way.
It really has.
It could inspire a whole new generation of AI developers.
I think so.
People who maybe didn't even consider it before.
Right.
Because they just thought it was so out of reach.
It seemed impossible.
Yeah, and I think that's incredibly exciting.
Me too.
Because the more diverse perspectives we have in AI development, the more likely we are to create AI that truly benefits all of humanity.
Absolutely. It's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about who's creating it and what values are embedded in that technology.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's a point that I think we need to be thinking about a lot.
Yeah.
And having these conversations now.
While the field is still relatively young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need to think critically about the ethical implications, about how we want to shape its development and what role we want it to play in our lives.
It's a lot to consider.
It is. But ultimately, I find it hopeful. The fact that individuals like Stebo and Chase can make such a big impact gives me a sense of optimism about the future of AI.
Yeah, I agree. Their story is a reminder that innovation can come from these really unexpected places.
Yeah.
That passion and creativity can really triumph over limited resources. And that ultimately the future of AI is in our hands.
Well, that's certainly a lot to think about.
It is.
Thanks for breaking all this down for us.
Of course. It was my pleasure.
It's clear that Stebo and Chase's work with Kingdom AI is not just a technological achievement.
Right.
It's really a story about human ingenuity, collaboration, and the power of pursuing a dream against all odds.
It's a really inspiring story.
It is. And on that note, I think we'll wrap up this deep dive.
Sounds good.